Hi everyone, Andreas Grogan here. In this video, I'm going to be showcasing a CV specker automation I created for recruiters, which anonymizes any CV you send to it in a matter of minutes. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly how you can make this for yourself. For many agency recruiters, specking CVs is a key pillar in their business development strategy and helps a ton in winning new clients as well as expanding reach to different departments within some of your larger already existing clients. Basically, you can showcase the talent that you can provide without risking the company hiring them directly behind your back. Normally, this can be a bit time consuming and frustrating, and with this tool, it becomes effortless. Basically, how it works is you send the CV attached in an email, and then the automation will remove all their personal details and send you an email back with the anonymized CV attached, ready to send out. So let's get right into it. Basically, how it works is we have a webhook here, which is watching the emails, waiting for the CV to come in. It brings it over, converts it from PDF to text so that ChatGPT can understand it. Brings it over to the OpenAI model, which basically identifies which information to remove. So as you can see, we have a big prompt here telling it what to remove, what not to remove, also telling it more specifically which structure to output it in. Please don't get afraid. This is very, very simple stuff. I'm going to provide you with all the details in this anyways. Basically, this is just how we need to output the file so that the next module can understand it. Then we bring it to the next module, which searches for the outputted text and basically removes it. Then we get the file and send it out in a Gmail. So let's see it in action. First of all, I will show you the example CV. So this is the CV we're going to be anonymizing today. I did have to blur it because, of course, it does have this person's information in it, which we don't want to leak out. But you can still see we have a name, phone number, email address, and, employer information, locations, dates, and so on. So this is what we're going to be sending to the automation now for us to remove. Now, if we come back here, we put it on run once, so it's waiting for data. Usually you would just have it turned on, but for the example, I'm just going to click run once. So I have the CV here ready to go to the webhook email address. I'll send it out, and then we'll come back here and we'll wait for it to all go through. So now that the automation is completed, let's have a look and see what email we get back. So as you can see, email your anonymized CV. We click on it. Beautiful, look at that. All the personal details were removed. Of course, all the important experience is still there. You can see the job title, what they did, the responsibilities, and so on. And even, as you can see, we can see how long they were working in these roles for. So that's the example. Now, how do we build it out? So now we're in a new make.com scenario. First things first, we want to set up the webhook. So it's already here, ready to go. Click webhook and custom mail hook. Now I already have my mail hook set up, so I'm just going to select that. As you can see, then this is the email that we're going to be sending the CVs to. So we're going to click OK. Add the next module, which converts the PDF into text for ChatGPT to understand. So the one we're using for this is PDF Co. If you click here and convert from PDF. Now, first things first, to set this up, we need to tell it what file to use. So we will go to data here. We'll go to the webhook and we want to do the attachments data. So this will take the file that we've sent into it, and it'll also ask for the output file name. So for this, we can also go to attachments, file name, and then type anonymized. There we go, PDF to text. So everything's already set up, ready to go. Next, we want to add the HTTP module. So the output from this PDF code module is actually just a URL. So we want to download that URL, or download the file from the URL to use in the scenario. So very easily, we just want to map the URL here. And that's it done. Now, next thing we want to do is add the ChatGPT module. So we add another module, go to ChatGPT and message an assistant. Now, once that's loaded up, you need to connect it to your ChatGPT account. You want to select the assistant. For this, I already have the CV Specker Assistant 2.0 made out, ready to go. I'll show you how we have that set up in the OpenAI Assistants playground as well. So here we see CV Specker Assistant 2.0, and here we have the role prompt. So basically this is telling it what sort of bot it is. So you are an expert recruitment professional possessing exceptional knowledge in CV analysis, making you the go-to expert for anonymizing CVs to protect applicant information and to foster a hiring process based on experience and merit. You are structured and thorough in your work. We've put the temperature down very low to 0.2. Basically what this does is it controls the randomness, so the outputs are much more specific to exactly what we need. If you need something that's very creative, you would put the temperature right up, but for this we need it to stay very structured and precise. So that's the setup here on the API on the OpenAI side. So now we have the assistant set up and the role. Now the most important bit is the message. So this is the prompt that you give to ChatGPT to actually do the anonymization. So I actually have the prompt here ready to go. The first part, the role, is what we already have set up in the Assistants API. And now this is the rest of the prompt that we're going to be adding into the automation. So first of all, the task is telling it what it has to do. So basically it has to identify and mark all the personal identifiable information that should be removed. Now going into the specifics, this just tells it a bit more specifically what exactly it should output. And also, if in doubt, err on the side of caution and include any information that might potentially lead someone to identify me. So if there's something that it's not sure about, it'll still include it anyways and remove it from the CV. Now for the output, this basically just tells it how the output should look and what it should do. So as you can see, this is the example output. So this is how the next module can recognize which words to remove. So basically it searches for the term and then it goes to replace it. And for the replacement, we just do an empty value every time, unless it is a date range. And then, as you can see, the replacement string is the amount of time elapsed in that date. We have also added this in the prompt here. If there's a date range, your output should be the amount of years / months in the date range. For example, September 21 to April 22 should be replaced with 8 months. Then next is the CV. So this is just the data mapped from the HTTP module. Next, the context. This is just gives it a bit more context on why it's doing this and what the purpose is. Basically, this just helps getting a bit of a better output for this module. Also, in the final notes, this is where we add in any final notes just to help get output that much better. So we were having the issue where it was outputting some duplicates. So here we put, before responding, review your output and remove any identical search string values. If you output the same value more than once, it causes an error. So this is what we're going to be adding in to the module. So of course, as we mentioned before, this is within ChatGPT in the Assistance API, which we can see here. And now the rest I'm going to paste into the message here. For this data, I'm going to map this here again, just to make sure it's the correct one. Finally, we want to make sure that the output settings are correct. So if we go down to show advanced settings, we scroll down, you can see response format. So we want the response format to be a JSON object. And for parse JSON response, we want to select yes. This way, we're ensuring that the output for the next module is correct. And there we go. All good, ready to go. Now we're going to run the module once just to get some data in. So we have the data points to map into the next modules. All right, so now the automation has ran once successfully. So now we can start continuing on and use this data to start mapping the next modules properly. So first of all, we want to do another PDF call module, and this one is going to be the search and replace module. So as we see, search and replace text in PDF. Now, once this loads up, we want to map the file. So this again should be the CV that we've received from the mail hook. So if we go to attachments, data, there we go. Next, to search and replace string. Again, we want to click map and we want to choose the result redactions. So because we have it outputted as a JSON and we have set the title, every time it gives an output, you should get a folder in the results called redactions. Now, finally, what we want to make sure is that the output is the download a file. Now, to get it from the file URL to actually download the file into the automation, do another HTTP module of get a file. As you can see, it downloads a file from a given URL. So the URL should be the output of this module, which is PDF called module number 5, search and replace text. So there is the output URL, which we add in here. And finally, the Gmail module, send an email. Now, we want to send it back to the sender. So here we have sender email address. Subject, we can just do your anonymized CV. And once you have the sender's email and the subject in, finally, what we want to do is add the new CV as an attachment. So for attachments, first of all, we want to add an attachment and we want to map it to the latest HTTP get a file module. Then we click OK, and now let's run it and see what it says. Okay, now it has run through. So let's go back to the email and see if it was successful. So new email came in, your anonymized CV, one attachment. We go to the attachment, as we can see, perfectly anonymized CV. All the important information is still there. The name, phone number, email was removed. The names of the employers and the addresses were also removed, and it replaced the dates with the amount of time they worked there. So you can see how long this person was working in each place. You can also see this one is current. You can see all of the important stuff such as the experience and responsibilities, and all of the identifiable information is gone. So I hope you found this useful and valuable. If you're looking to learn more about AI and automation and how you can implement these tools into your business to stay ahead of the curve, feel free to book a call with me from the link in the description. Whether you have an idea for a tool you'd like to build out, or if you're just generally looking to learn about where AI and automations can be implemented into your work or business, I'm always happy for a chat and happy to share the knowledge that I have gained so far working at the forefront of the AI revolution.